guys, y'all, enough with that music. We're going to get into a dope-ass interview. We got the homegirl lady in pink in the building. How y'all doing today?
Hey,
yeah.
Shout out to 707.
Yep. So today, usually, like I was saying, we usually bring artists into the building and we talk about what they've done and their projects and stuff. Today, we have my friend. She just happens to be my friend as well, good friend, and she does a lot of stuff in the industry. She worked with a lot of different artists. She knows how to make flyers and does promotions. She helps people doing publicist stuff, helps out with shows, puts them together, all kinds of different stuff. First of all, for the people that out there don't know who you are, let them know who you are and let them know where you're from.
I am Lady in Pink 707, and I'm from Santa Rosa, California. Big 707 shout out.
Yeah.
I have been working with artists for almost 19 years now, in many different levels and places and different things. It's one of my passions actually to help people like get themselves established and get structured, because a lot of people are unaware of how much work it takes actually on the back end. Not just releasing your music and touring and stuff like that. There's a lot more to it.
Everybody just wants to blow up overnight.
Oh yeah.
And everyone, I can't even tell you how many times I've heard artists like, my album's coming out. This one's gonna blow. We're gonna blow. We're gonna do this. This my year. Everything's my year. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope because we need that energy. You need to keep that energy.
Right.
But you also need to know that there's a lot more that goes into your career than just hope and dreams. You know what I'm saying? That's just what fuels us. Absolutely. That is not actually the work that we have to put in. And it's crazy because, man, it's a hard pill to swallow once you start doing what you like. Because we all love music as a passion, you know what I'm saying? And so you actually want to get into it as a career or do it as a lifestyle. Some people get overwhelmed and all of a sudden they figure out how much work it takes and what they're really going to do. And it's going to be like a long run unless you have like $10,000 that you're just like, oh, here you go. Just have that. This is for my radio campaign. This one's for my A&R. This one's for my publisher.
And that's on the low end. We'll put that out there.
Yeah, right?
That's
so
what it will cost.
A lot of times, that's why people, when they get signed to like record labels and stuff, the record label, they will do a lot of that stuff and they'll put a lot of that money. But an independent artist, it's a lot harder for us. Exactly. It takes a lot longer.
Exactly.
And I know from personal experience that it's not overnight, and it takes a lot of your own money and a lot of your own drive, and you just have to believe in yourself. Pretty much no matter what anyone says.
Yeah, confidence is key for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely a main recipe or ingredient for the recipe, but there's a lot of things that go into that people don't really consider too, like marketing themselves as a business or their brand as a business. Right. They don't think of it in that way, and so that's where a lot of people
they forget about that too, because there is a role to play as an artist. We gotta be, whatever, stand out in a certain way, no matter if you're like trying to be the extra gangster or however you want to be. And people forget that you are a brand, and you have to. So say you go into even Costco, anywhere, everyone's wearing like a uniform or acting a certain way because they represent a brand, right? Like even my job. So I work at BMW. If y'all didn't know, I'm a salesman at BMW.
Buy from him.
I just kind of started not too long ago. It's been like 5 months, and I'm not used to wearing dress pants and button-ups and alligator slick gators and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I worked for myself doing the music industry for 2 decades almost, not having to listen to anybody or pretty much, just doing what I wanted, waking up when I wanted, putting on shows and everything as long as they went well. And it was don't believe me, that wasn't overnight either, y'all. There's no way I was just selling out shows overnight. Right. That was definitely years and definitely big gambles and lots of money spent to be able to get the equation right to not lose. That's so I just wanted to say that. So everyone out there, everyone that's always like, oh bro, you're so lucky, dog. That was not luck. that was not love.
And let me be the first to say I'd love to shout you out because you always have held it down for our area, but you also are very supportive of other local artists or independent artists. You always are like willing to share your platform and everything, and I really think you deserve recognition as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely try to stay humble and keep that ego in check because there's a lot of times where I'm like sitting in bed and I'm like, damn, like I do a lot for other people and
you
never
do.
really anything back.
And if anyone knows, I do. I know what you do.
But the reason I do this is not to get anything back. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this
so
everyone's like, oh, Prodkt, oh, you know. No.
It comes from a good place.
The only reason I even got this platform is because I do what I love, and doing what I love is spreading music and just doing, no matter if it's my music, their music, any type of dope music, because a lot of people, I think they forget my musical background too, and they forget where I like actually come from, like composing music and playing instruments, and it goes further than like my family, my dad and everything. Yeah. I used to have real long hair. I was one step away from being like a real rock star for a second. It was really crazy. And it's even more than that because I was, I don't want to say groomed into that because of my family, but I got to see so much more that other people didn't get to see. Right. So like I play a different part right away because I'm not just an artist trying to jump in there. Like I've watched humongous, like, dude.
World-renowned artists, for sure.
I've hung out with them, smoked pot
household
with
names,
them. Hung out with their kids while their parents are making platinum artist stuff, you know, and like just a couple names. I'm only going to do it a couple times, like Carlos Santana and Jerry Garcia, you know, people like that my dad knew personally.
Right.
Like, and so that was different. So that's where my platform kind of came from too, because I wasn't just like the starving artist. I was also, I knew what it took. I knew what it is. And the amount of work that, like, I don't want to just say artist, but like when you're in a band too, it's really hard. Like, I know you guys see the documentaries or the movies about rock stars and stuff and all the drugs and stuff that happens. But there's a reason why a lot of these guys OD and get into drugs, because it's a really hard life.
Yeah. It's
a really hard life. It's a really lonely life.
And it's a huge sacrifice.
It's a huge commitment. It's a huge sacrifice. It's crazy how much I've sacrificed over the years and stuff that could have been in my life, and I've settled down and stuff like that, and it just never happened.
That's kind of why I slowed down last year, because I focused on getting my son through his last year in high school. He graduated in 2019.
Nice. Yeah.
Which is
congratulations.
Huge thing to me.
That's an accomplishment as a parent too.
Absolutely. I pat myself on the back because it was not easy. We went through the pandemic and
he's a good kid. He's a good kid, man.
He is. He's going to be working with me this year. So that's even
throw him on the fire line.
Yeah, right. Throw him to the wolves. No. No, but sometimes you just need to take that time for yourself too. And that's what I encourage people to do, because sometimes they may go through some life challenges, maybe financial struggles, different things. So I just encourage people to not push themselves out too far. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some people get burnt out from it if they do that, if they don't take their own personal
like their eyes are bigger than their stomach almost. Right. They take on too much and then they get overwhelmed.
Right.
That, you know, it's crazy because there's a couple type of people out there, and I'm the person that overwhelms myself because I need a drive, and that's what actually drives me, is having something to work on and something to work on next is like my next step. And I always tell people too, like, it's not all about the big steps, it's the little steps that get you into the big steps. People don't really see the little steps. Everyone sees, oh yeah, Prodkt just like DJ for E40 at freaking Shoreline Amphitheater, and he was like Selly Sells personal DJ and all these ones, or they see my summer jams that I throw, they see the big ones that I throw. They have no idea.
Yeah, but how many years and dollars have you put into it? You know?
Or just like my everyday call log, like the amount of calls that I make to the people, and the people that, like, now my phone rings off just straight people I never thought would hit my phone. It's crazy. I'm getting calls from legends.
I don't even call him anymore. Legends. I just text him because I know he's busy.
it's crazy because, like, I don't even have time for that anymore. It's nuts. But it didn't start that way. It started with me making calls and me reaching out and doing all kinds of these little steps. Yeah. And so now it's like there still is a million little steps into it. And that's why I brought up the call log, because every weekday, I'm setting up stuff.
Right.
Like I just made a post the other day where I was setting up everything for this summer. Mm-hmm. There's pool parties coming up. There's my Summer Jam 3 I'm going to throw. 10 city tour for Keep the Sneak and 3 Times Crazy, stuff like that.
Awesome. I'm there.
It's crazy because to make that happen is like a non-stop. I have to talk to so many artists. Like I don't think people really understand when they're sending me links and bombarding me with spam. Like on a normal basis, before the spam and before all the links are sent, I'm dealing with almost 100 artists a week.
Right.
With, because I submit music. So these artists I'm working with on the phone, artists I'm working with, they send me music to mix, or artists I'm working with. If I'm talking to a manager, they have artists they're working with, so I'm working with the manager to work with the artists they're working with.
Right.
And people don't understand, like, every given day, not even a week, every given day, there's a dozen to a couple dozen artists that I either talk to, or have worked with, or have sent something to, or have sent me something.
Right.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the end of the week, that couple dozen a day, dude, hundreds.
That's why the networking is so important too on the back end. That's one of the biggest things that I also encourage people as independent artists to do, is just to get out there, get your face out there, mingle around, meet people, see all these mixers going on or events, and just present yourself.
Do as much as you can.
That's
really.
all spam.
Use your tools and resources, but don't rely on other people, because your drive is the only thing that's going to drive you.
Exactly. As
soon as you give up, it's over with. It doesn't matter how many people you have on your team or how many people are telling you, bro, we got to do this. If you aren't ready for it, you don't say you can do it or let's do this, it will never happen. Right. So you have to just keep that drive. And that's one of the things that I feel is the hardest to do for artists, because there's plateaus, ups and downs. And you got to find, that's what I call the big steps or the plateaus. Mm-hmm. The little steps where it's dipping and maybe you get down yourself or whatever. I just call those little steps, because I don't try to get down on myself. I just do a bunch of those little steps to bring me back up to the plateau, to lead me into my new release, or like even the release songs are little steps to me now, because what I know about music is once you put that out there, you got to do so much promotion and marketing to do that. And then if you do have a hit, guess what? You got to go on the road now, and you got to go to different cities and do tours and show everybody that music. Pass out. I don't care if you don't like CDs, bro. Pass out things. Throw CDs out. Give USBs out.
I've been to shows that he gave me a stack of his CDs, and he's like.
And how fast were they gone?
Like 30 seconds. I literally went out, and everyone wanted one. So it was like the greatest promo tool ever. CDs.
You know what's dope? A few of those people after, they come back up to you and they have you sign the CDs and everything like that. So it's like.
Don't give up physical copies of CDs.
No, don't.
Ever.
I know it's funny, and these kids nowadays, they really, really don't even know what they're about. But it's crazy, because those are collector's items, whether you like it or not. Those are collector's items. Right. Those are the posters that people can take out the thing of the CD and put it on their wall like it's a poster. And, bro, you live like a legend now on somebody's wall. Straight up. I think the dopest compliment I ever had came last summer at one of my shows, the show that I threw. It was Mac Mall. I think it was my Summer Jam up at the casino.
Birthday.
Yeah, and the kid came up to me, and he was like 19, 20 or something like that, and he said that his dad used to listen to my music and still does. So he grew up, since he's been like 9, 10, 11, 12. Because he's like 19 now, so what's that? That's only like 10 some years. I've been in the game for like 15, 20. So to me, that's crazy, because that was the most humbling thing ever. The kid said his dad had my poster on the wall. And I was like, whoa. He grew up looking at me on his dad's wall, and then when he met me, it made me humble. He was excited, but I was like excited, you know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, I don't know who you are, bro. You're my best friend right now.
Right?
I want to show you love. Get him on stage over here. Do your thing, bro. It's all good.
Your little product band's always in my car, so you're always traveling with me somewhere.
Nice.
We've been to many different cities touring and doing fun stuff up and down.
I like that.
It just reminds me of all our fun times we've had on tour and whatnot.
Yeah, every one of my little stickers has a piece of me, and it has a little part of my spirit in it. So yeah, if I give you a sticker, it has a little piece of me in it. Put it up everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what's funny about that? I've had people Snapchat me and hit me up. They're like, bro, did you put this up? I'm like, where are you? They're like, Arcata.
Right.
Like, do you think I drove to Arcata and put that up? No.
Like,
bro, shout out to all the homies listening everywhere that do that and show love, bro. Like, I put some up, you know, when I go to Mexico and stuff like that. But it's like, bro, literally got homies in Reno putting them up, way up, Oregon putting them up, Tennessee, the homies, like, bro. And I thank you.
And I've definitely seen some around town.
Yeah. So we got a couple more minutes. Let's talk more about like maybe artists that you've worked with and what you've helped them out to do.
Okay, so I have worked with quite a few artists. I kind of, some of them more like back end, just structurally, but more like on the forefront would be Yogi Calhoun and then Yid from King City and Oakland.
Nice. He's got a pretty big following for sure. Yogi Calhoun, he be on his grind all the time.
And then also Marvin 101 out of EPA. So,
oh, nice. Okay.
They are three very strong, unique individuals. They each have their own style, sound, and their own motivation. Nice. So that, to me, separated them from the rest, and why I enjoy working for them, because they are easy to work with, because they have that drive. Nice. They don't rely solely on you to do something.
They delegate you for a job while they're doing their part.
Exactly.
And, like, because you guys had a couple people on the team too. I remember, like, everyone was kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, everyone was kind of like in trial roles here and there, and sometimes artists figure out that they don't really need certain pieces just yet.
Okay.
So some people step away from, say, management or doing extra things so that they can spend their money on more of a marketing side.
I feel that 100%. That's why I don't have a manager, and why I don't manage people is because I look at it as like, you gotta do more than me as a manager. So if you're an artist that's really out there pushing, like, you literally don't need a manager if you're picking up your phone for everything anyway and working out your deals, and you don't get bullied by somebody that has a little bit more charisma. You know, you just step up yours, and so that's like why I don't have mine.
And then sometimes, you know, it does help to have somebody else to speak on your behalf.
Always,
always.
Especially somebody pretty, it doesn't help, I'm sure. It doesn't hurt.
Well, I mean, that's another thing. It's funny, in all the years that I've been doing this, I guess it's becoming more popular now. But when I first started, it's really challenging being a female in the industry.
I believe it.
There's a lot. It's a male-dominated industry, and there are females involved here and there, but not really to the point where, like, they stand out that much, because it's so, like I said, oversaturated with men.
Well, I know like Mac Dre and Tupac and everything, they were managed by a female that lived right around here. I won't use her name just because she still lives around here, but she's very, very well known. And she's done so many things in the industry, and she is a mogul now. Like, people literally look up to her and bask in her presence,
which is awesome. And I totally, like, I love hearing things like that, because it's just, you know, it reaffirms like what I'm doing and everything too, because it's like, you know, I don't give up.
You can't do it.
Right.
You can do it.
And that's the thing, is like all the things that the artists need help with are things that come naturally to me, like the computer stuff, or speaking on their behalf to people, or reaching out and finding them different ways to get their.
So if you need some representation, man, hit up the homegirl for sure. I think we're about out of here in a couple seconds actually, because they shut us off here a little bit early. To do these commercials so they can at least keep the lights on.
Right.
But we want to thank Lady in Pink 707. Hey. Go follow her, One Lady in Pink 707, on all her media, YouTube,
everything.
Instagram,
I got everything.
Lady in Pink. So anybody that you want to shout out before we go?
I definitely want to shout you out, because like I said, I continue to see you grow in different ways, and you are able to compartmentalize things and make it work. You know what I mean? You're like a one-man band.
It's really the only thing I know, man. I'm trying to sell these cars, bro, and I just know this music, dude. I just know.
But then on top of it, you're also a stellar dad, so that's the other thing.
My daughter makes it very easy. She's quite the amazing little person.
My niece is the best.
She's quite an amazing little person, yeah. But yeah, it just takes getting to know some people. But we want to thank you for coming. We're going to be back next week, next Monday, 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock. I'll have another interview for y'all. Go follow her on everything. If you need some representation, man, hit her up. She does websites too.
Oh yeah, I do flyers, websites, all the stuff.
Everything. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Thank you. Peace.